Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me okay. I'm Nicola from Shortcuts, and today we're going to be looking at the GDPR and the new upgrade you've all just had. So I hope everyone can hear me okay. You've got your speakers turned up. At the bottom of your bar, you'll see there's a Q&A box. You'll be able to ask me questions through any of this, through that box, and I will answer them best I can. I will not be answering any legal questions. I'm only here to assist on the new features that Shortcuts provide. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to jump into my test site. So you should have all upgraded your Shortcuts now, and you should be running the latest version. So the first thing you notice on the latest version of Shortcuts is that the pin screen has changed. So it's an added layer of security. All staff members' pictures will appear on the left-hand side, so they will have to select their name and then enter their PIN to get into the system. Okay, so first of all, we need to go into the security and set who can see the data privacy section. So under Setup and Configuration, down on the left-hand side, if you go into General and Security at the top, at the top in the middle, you've got an Access tab. So if we click into the Access tab in the middle, again, on the left-hand side here, you've got your levels. So owner, manager, employee, and stock I've got set up on this one. So if I click owner and open up configuration, so yellow plus by the side of it. And if I scroll down, it's towards the bottom, and it is the privacy policy setup. So if your manager of your salon, if you've got a few salons, is dealing with this, it will need to be ticked for them to be able to see this. So I can click the manager level and you can add the tick in or take it away. Obviously, we don't recommend that general staff see this section. It should be one person in your salon dealing with this. You will need to restart Shortcuts then. So that would be main on the right-hand side and exit and restart your Shortcuts. So if we go into the privacy policy section itself, so if we go Setup, Configuration, and on the left-hand side under General, you'll see there's a Data Privacy section, picture of the screen and the padlock on top of it. So if we go into there, you will need to enter the email address of your data privacy officer. So in your salon somewhere, you should have one person that is responsible for sending out, if any customers request their information, their data, that one person is responsible for sending it out. So you need to put their email address at the top. And then underneath that, remove non-clients after a total amount of years. So when you've upgraded, we've defaulted it and it will put 5 years in there, but it is recommended to put in up to 2 years. I am recording this as well, by the way, so I will be posting it on YouTube later. So if you go onto YouTube after this and type in Shortcut Software UK Classroom, you'll be able to see this. So it will be done later this afternoon. You'll be able to rewatch this in your own time. So if you haven't updated your Shortcuts already, to do this, in your Shortcut system, you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, it's really small on this screen, you'll see there's a little box. It's like little coloured boxes down here in the corner. And if you click that, it comes up with the new version, if it's got a new version to download. You can check now, and it will check for any updates, and then you'll need to hit install. It will then download it to the back of your shortcuts, and you'll need to restart shortcuts then for that to activate. Okay, so if you haven't had the update already, bottom right hand corner of your screen, you'll need to do this on your main server machine first. So if you have got two computers, it will be the main one that you do this on first, then you would do the second one. And it's the little square in the bottom right hand corner. It's got loads of different coloured squares, so red, orange, green, blue, etc. Click it. It's called the Update Manager, and hit check now and install, and it will download automatically in the background. If you do need any help with the upgrade, you will need to ring the boys, or any kind of problems, you will need to ring the boys on the help desk. So as I said, at the top, remove non-returning clients after so many years. So if the client has had no activity, so no bills or anything, appointments, etc., in your system for the last so many years, it will automatically delete their data. So it will not delete transactions or anything like that. So that kind of data will always be in the background, but it will delete their personal data. So first name, last name, phone number, address, etc. So as I said, when you do your updates, it will set it to automatically to 5 years, but we do recommend lowering that to 2. But again, this is up to you. And then when you have selected that and hit done in the corner, if you go to main and exit, you'll see at the top here, there's an option to do maintenance on your system. So this should be run about every 30 days. So it's the top option. And you'll hit run now. So that will run the maintenance in your system. You would then exit shortcuts and reopen it again, and it would automatically then delete any people that haven't been into your salon for the last 5 years or 2 years. So that was main and exit, and run the maintenance at the top. It will pop up asking you to do that every 30 days. Age of consent is 16 years. Again, that's dependent on your business. And then underneath, we've got a data privacy policy text. So we have done a privacy policy here for you. You will need to read through this and change anything that does not apply to you, or add any text in. But that is pretty standard, what we've put in there. If you have messed it up, bottom left-hand corner, you can hit revert to default text, and it will just take it back to our original one again. We do recommend that once you have edited this, if you're happy with that, so obviously put your salon name in there at the top. If you come in and copy all of this, pop it into, say, a Word document or a notepad, ideally it should be presented or put somewhere around your salon for customers to refer back to. So I've seen a lot of people print this out, put it in a frame and put it on their reception desk, for example. Also, people are putting it onto their website as well, if you've got a website, and referring people back, customers back to the website then. At the bottom, it says client reacceptance. That should be ticked, this tick box. It will then, when you hit done and come out of it, it will then ask people to accept the privacy policy. And again, if you in the future you do come in and change that, you will need to tick the tick box again there at the bottom, and it will start asking them to accept the new privacy policy. And then you'll hit done in the corner, and then we recommend that you restart your shortcut system. So what you'll see now then, if we go into the customer's card, you'll see the screen has slightly changed. I've just had a question through about how do we get clients to re-accept the policy. So as I said a minute ago, you would just literally come into the configuration, general, data privacy, and you'll need to tick that tick box there at the bottom, client re-acceptance, and then it would start again from the beginning basically, because you've done a totally different privacy policy, for example. So anyone that has accepted it the first time, if you've changed the privacy policy, they would have to re-accept it again, because technically you've changed it, so it would be a different privacy policy. So on the client's card, I've just having a few questions through. Yes, we have designed an email already to send out to your clients, and we'll have a look at this in a second and go through how to send this email out. It's already been pushed through to your GCast, so it will be there already. And there's a link on it so they can automatically opt in or out of emails, texts, etc. from the email we've done in GCast already. So we'll have a look at this in a moment. And we'll have a look in a second how the clients opt in or out of things. So if you do change your privacy policy and you tick the re-acceptance box, you would have to then you would have to send the privacy policy out on the email again, which we'll look out in a second. Because basically the email we've done, the GDPR email we've done, is a one-off email. You will blanket your whole database with this email, and they will be able to opt in or opt out. If you do change your privacy policy, you will have to send that email out again with the new privacy policy on. At the moment, there's no way of sending a text. So if you don't do emails and you only do texts for your salon, at the moment you won't be able to text out asking them to opt in or out. There's no standard text at the moment. You would have to opt them in or out at the salon when they come in. So obviously the client screen here has changed. So the work address has now disappeared into the info section, and you'll see lots of tick boxes. So this is where the staff can come in and opt people in or out. Obviously, if you are a clinic, accept medical data storage. That would need to be ticked if you are a clinic. For hair and beauty, that wouldn't matter. And then in the info section, the screen's now changed in here as well. So the work address has gone into here now, and underneath they can accept the privacy policy that the client is over 16 or under 16. If they are under 16, the staff member would have to put the guardian's name, the parent or guardian's name here underneath to say that they are okay to have a service and keep your data, etc. in the salon. So anyone under 16 will need to have a guardian or parent's name there at the bottom. And then in the new screen, so when you add a new client into the system, it will automatically come up with the tick boxes that you accept the privacy policy, you are over 16, you want emails, etc., etc. Now you can tailor all this yourself if you didn't say you don't do loyalty, for example. So if you go into setup and configuration, down in the bottom left-hand corner, if you go into general and clients, at the top you'll see there's a tab that says new client layout, and you can come in here and tailor what tick boxes show at what stage in shortcuts. So the quick one is obviously when you put a customer into the system. So generally we say first name, last name, phone number, so you can add ticks in and take it away. And if we scroll down here, you can add the tick boxes in here if you want to. So again, if I didn't do loyalty here, I could come through and take the loyalty ticks away. Ratings and reviews is for your spotlight. Appointment confirmations is obviously for your texting. Accept marketing, obviously emails, etc. Emails, texting. And then accept medical data storage. So if you're not a clinic, you won't need to tick any of those boxes. You'll also see at the bottom of the screen, there's a tick box that says prompt to accept data privacy policy on checkout. If you tick that box, it will, when you take the customer's bill, it will pop up and remind you to ask them about the data privacy policy. So basically, salons are just saying, is it okay for us to store your data? Have you seen our data privacy policy? If not, you can obviously show them at reception, or they can be referred back to the website. Just had another question. The client information pads that we give you when you have your install, or if you buy them off Earth, at the moment don't have the tick boxes on. They will be getting changed at some point, yes, and these tick boxes will be on the paper cards if you buy them directly from us. If you're running online client information cards through your tablet or iPad, so you collect customer data through your tablet or iPad, the tick boxes will already be appearing on there. Yes, when you upgrade your system, the tick boxes will automatically be ticked. So again, I would just come in, if I don't do loyalty, for example, I'm not a clinic, I would just come in and take those ticks away myself, and then they will stop appearing on your client information. When a customer uses online booking, that will start appearing on the online booking site. So when a customer fills in a card for the first time, they will have the tick boxes on there as well. That will start appearing shortly. So someone just asked me to recap that again. So just there at the bottom, so setup, configuration, and into clients, just at the bottom there's a tick box that says prompt to accept data privacy policy on checkout. So that needs to be ticked, and then it will prompt you guys when you take customers' bills to ask the client about the data privacy policy. No, we don't collect signatures that they accept the data privacy policy or anything like that at the moment. Obviously, if you do custom client information cards, so you build patch test, skin test, or consultation cards, if you've got that on your computer already, they can obviously sign to say they've had a skin test, patch test, etc. But at the moment, we do not sign for this. No, you don't need to collect a signature. Perfect. Now, so if a client requests data, so I've come to your salon and I have requested my data, I want to know what data you hold on me. You would need to come into your system, find your client, right click on top of their name, and you'll need to go to client data requested. How does your client then want to receive their data? Via an email, a phone call, or mail? Obviously, it's just coming up there saying email none at the moment because I've just happened to pick a customer with no email address in there. And what will happen then, you will select one of these options and it will automatically email your data privacy officer. So their email address was on that first page we looked at, and it's just above there. I've got Amy on mine. It will automatically email your data protection officer, so the person you've put the email address in at the beginning. It will email them a copy of the customer's data. Once they receive that email, they will have an option to edit anything out of it. So, for example, the girls might have been putting some personal notes on about the client, which obviously you don't want to go to the client. You can then delete those out and then send the data on to the client. So you have an option to edit the actual data that you hold before you send it to the client. So the data privacy officer in your salon has 30 days to send the data to the client. So just to get back to that again. So into your client screen. So to send the data to the customer, you're going to go into your client screen, find your customer in the list, right click on their name, and you're going to go to client data request. And yes, that will show up their colour notes as well. So if the girls have been putting colour notes on, treatment notes, etc., that is classed as data about your client. So again, you might want to take the colour notes out if you want to, etc. You will then hit one of these three options, and then it would email that data to your data protection officer automatically. They can then edit it and send it on to your customer. If you are running the Salon app, when a customer signs up for the app, obviously they fill in a card, don't they? And the data privacy will appear when they put themselves into the app automatically. So they will accept it. If you get a customer going through your app, it will pop up the time when they sign up for the app, and they can accept it via the app. Okay. So if a client has requested to have their data deleted, you would have to go into the customer's card and delete the client out yourself. So bottom left-hand corner, into the client's card and hit delete. It will not delete the transactions. The transactions will still be there in the background. It will just delete the client's card and colour notes, etc. If you are running global clients, so you pull data across more than one site, so if you've got 2 salons, you pull the data between the 2 salons, you will have to delete the client out of both salons individually. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to jump into my test GCast account here, and we're going to have a look at the template. So when you log into GCast, you should all have a username and password. If you need your username and password resetting, or you can't get in for any reason, if you drop us an email at gdpr@shortcuts.co.uk, we can reset them or send them out to you again. So you can do this GCast from any computer. It doesn't necessarily have to be the salon computer. All you would have to do is open a web page on any PC or Mac and type in that web address there at the top. So that's gcast.com.au, and log yourself in with your own personal login details. I'm just on a test site at the moment, so we're just going to jump into the template library, bottom right-hand corner. So under Shortcut Software Administration UK, you'll see there is now a GDPR template. that we have designed for you and we have pushed down to all sites. So with the template then, you come in, you need to select the word edit underneath it. And that will take you in to add your logo, make your changes, etc. Okay, sorry. If you have forgotten your details for GCast, send us an email at gdpr@shortcuts.co.uk. Okay, so when you log in, you won't have that little bit at the top. When you log in, you'll see the template here underneath, and it's up to you to make some changes to this template. So where it says your logo at the top, if I click the your logo box, on the right hand side, you'll see there's a browse option. So if you go into browse, your logo should be in here already. If it's not, or if you have changed it, you will need to rebrowse and upload your logo again. Okay. So you can come in, obviously see what you've uploaded before, and you can pop your new logo in. You might want to pop this into the center of your template. So here on the right hand side, make sure it says center, and you can drag your logo out as well to make it bigger or smaller. Now we've done a lot of text here underneath for you, but you will need to come in and make a few changes yourself. So if we click in the box on the actual template itself, you actually make your changes on the right hand side. So the top bit there, it says hello given name. So it will automatically put the customer's first name in there for us. So that would say hello Nicola if that was coming to me. And we've put some standard text in here for you. So you'll see the red bits on the template and the bits we want you to change. So the first bit here at the top, where it says salon to add link to data privacy policy before sending. If you are putting your privacy policy onto your website, we would like you to put the link to your web page on the bottom of that email. Yeah, so to do this, I would just delete that out and open up my web page, copy the link at the top, so the bar at the top, and drop it into that section instead. If you haven't got a website, you could technically put it onto your maybe Facebook page, or you could put in, please see privacy policy displayed at the salon. You'll see there is a click here option. So the click here option is a automatic link to opt them in or out. So we have done that bit for you. Yeah, so that click here bit is an automatic link where it's got the blue click here. So we've done that for you. The customer will be able to click that and then it will bring up their privacy options. They will then be able to opt in or out and it would update it automatically in your shortcuts. So we've done that bit there for you. So leave that click here alone. It's only the red bits you need to change. And then if we scroll down, you will need to say how many years you're holding data for just here. So obviously change this. Again, as I said, we put a standard in as 5, but if you're changing this to 2, you will need to put 2 years in there. And then at the bottom of the email, it says if they have any questions regarding your privacy policy, please contact our data protection officer and then put their email address in that box there. Again, the company names will automatically fill in, the company phone number would automatically fill in, etc. Again, this is the same as a normal template. So if you wanted to, you could come in, change the font, the size, bold, italic, underline, the color of the text. So it's all branded a little bit more for your salon. Obviously, we've just done a basic template to get everyone started off. Underneath in the box, the address, phone number, website will automatically fill in. So we've done that bit for you. Again, change the color, font, size, etc. if you want to. And then your social media links here underneath. So this is the same as what you do on a normal template. You would delete them out first. Go into the layout tab at the top and re-drop them back in again. So where it says connect, just drag and drop them back into your template. And then if I click by the side of them, it will come up then with your links. So these should be set automatically in the background already. You just need to make sure the ticks are in the correct boxes. So if I didn't want my Twitter to go on there, I could take that off, but I could put my Instagram in. Maybe want to put my website in, Google Map Drop, etc. So with this template then, the only thing you need to do is put your logo in at the top. Anything where it's got red text, you will need to come in and pop in yourself. So the link to your privacy policy off your website, if you're posting it onto your website, how many years you're going to be holding data for on your clients, and your data protection officer email address. Do your social media bit at the bottom. So delete it out and re-drop it in again. Make sure the ticks are in the correct boxes. And then you'll hit save at the bottom. So once you've hit save and you've saved your template, it will pop you up to the top of the screen again. Just scroll back down and we're going to hit the word back. So it will take us back towards templates again. You will need to then go into the GDPR template at the top here, and that should be your finished template there. So that should have your logo in it then. So once you've designed your template and saved it, to send it out to your clients, you're going to hit use this template underneath it. It will automatically fill in here at the top, the subject bar. Have you heard about our new GDPR legislation? Again, if you want to change that, feel free. And this should be your finished template here underneath. Hit save and continue at the bottom. Campaign name at the top here. So this is what it's saved as. It will not be sent with the campaign. It's just so you know which one's which, basically. So maybe put GDPR at the top. And this will be a once only email. So you need to make sure it's ticked for once only. I then click the date that I want to send it out. And the time of day that I want to send it out. It always needs to be a future time and date. If I left that at 10 o'clock today, it would never go because 10 o'clock's already gone. It's nearly 11:15 now. So it always needs to be a future time and date. And at the bottom here where it says sent from and reply to, if you tick these two tick boxes, just here is where your salon name should go in. And that should be your salon email address on the right. It should automatically fill on your systems already. Save and continue at the bottom. The demographics, we're not going to touch because we will just want to blanket everyone in your database with this. So we can just hit save and continue. The promotion codes, we won't have a promotion code on this either. So we can just hit save and continue. We wouldn't really recommend posting this onto social media either, just because it will have the link on it. And obviously they won't be able to update through, because they won't be able to update through Facebook or anything like that at the moment. So you could manually post something if you wanted to about privacy policy, but I wouldn't post this template onto your social media because the link will not work. Save and continue. Send yourself a test one here in the top left-hand corner. I would then tick my 4 tick boxes. So you check your email and check that you have proofread it, the subject bar is correct, the spelling's correct, and all the links work. And then activate the campaign. That green button at the bottom actually starts the campaign off. And that will then send out to all of your clients on the date and time that you have selected. Just had a question about the date you should all be complying with the GDPR. Yes, the date is tomorrow, the 25th, technically. Once you have upgraded your system, you will be in compliance anyway. This email, because obviously it's going to take you a little while to get all the customers to opt in or opt out, but you will need to start these processes by the 25th. That's what it means. So don't panic. You don't need to get everyone to accept it for the 25th. It's only that you are starting to collect the data and ask the question on the 25th. If people don't reply to the email, so you don't hear from them again, and they've not been with you, been into the salon or had any activity on their card for the last, say, 2 years, if you've selected 2 years, next time you run the maintenance, it will get rid of them out of the system automatically. So if they don't reply, there's nothing we can really do about that, but it will delete their data automatically after however many years you've selected at the beginning. Now, to check to see how many people have received this email, top left-hand corner, you've got the campaign manager. And if you hit search history at the bottom, so if you scroll down, then you'll be able to see how many people have seen the email, how many people it's sent to, how many people have opened it, how many people have clicked onto your website from the emails, any bounce backs you've had, any people that have opted out of any marketing from you. And social media is obviously if anyone's clicked any social media links at the bottom of the email as well. So always have a look at your bounce backs as well. So if that's said, it went out to 300 clients and I've 50 bounce backs. If I click the 50, the number, it will then give me the 50 clients that it's bounced back from. We'd recommend you put in an alert on those clients then saying check the email address. We normally find just by looking through the list, you can spot some spelling mistakes, etc. straight away. So after you've blasted emailed everyone with this GDPR email, check the bounce backs. No, when we're talking about removing clients, so if I haven't replied to the email and I haven't been into your salon for the last 2 years and you've set the date range as 2 years, it would automatically delete me from the system when you run the system maintenance. You would only have to manually delete a client if they actually asked to be deleted. So if I was a customer at your salon and I have come into the salon or you've sent me the data and I've replied to you saying, please delete my data off your system, you would have to come into the customer's individual card and delete their information. So don't worry, if they do opt out, it will automatically take the opt-out options off. So they won't get any more emails from you, etc. And obviously, when you run your maintenance, it will automatically delete them off after 2 years or 5 years, whichever you select, etc. So you won't have to do it manually yourself. Just bear with me, everyone. I'm just getting quite a lot of questions coming through. Yes, you can rename, we call it data protection officer. Obviously, on the template email, you can change the name of that. You wouldn't even have to call them that. You could just put the employee's name in who they would need to contact, etc. Even if you don't send email addresses to your clients, the likelihood is that you have got some email addresses in your system and you might use them in the future. So I would say, if I would still ask the question, are we okay to hold the data on email addresses, even if you don't actually use them at the moment, because you might do in the future, and technically you are still holding their email address. Someone's just having a problem with that template. So once you've done your template, you would hit the words use this template underneath it. When you go through the options, if you go into the send options, put a campaign name at the top. It needs to be a once only campaign. Put in the date you want it to go out, the time of day you want it to go out, and tick the 2 tick boxes at the bottom. If it's not sending, my guess is you haven't put a future time and date in. And as I said, in the demographics, you won't need to put anything in there. Just save and continue. No promotion code, save and continue. No social media, save and continue. And then in your status one, click send test in the corner. You'll always need to send yourself a test one first. You will not be able to activate it until you've sent yourself a test one. If you did want to send it to, say, a personal email address, you could put in an email address here at the top. And hit send test again, it will come through to that one there. Yes, if they click here on the email and update their preferences through that email, the data will automatically fill in on the customer's card. So it's exactly the same as what you guys would be doing at the salon, basically, but it's just done via the email by the customer. If you are having a low open rate on the emails as well, that is to do with obviously people's email addresses, how good the data is, etc. As I said, the only thing I could recommend is, if you've had quite a lot of bounce backs, is to get the girls check-in or guys check-in email addresses and have a look through the bounce back list yourself, because we do normally find spelling mistakes and things in there. Obviously, people generally, I mean, you'll be having this yourselves, pretty much every company you've ever signed up for is contacting you at the moment, asking you to accept or opt out of marketing with them. And if your customers are anything like me, they'll be ignoring quite a lot of them. So obviously you will catch them when they come into the salon. So if you do get people just ignoring the email, you will have to catch them in the salon when they come in. But again, this is only for, say, the next 3 months, for example. So within 3 months, your regular client database should come through the salon at least once, we say. So within 3 months, obviously, your client database would have come through, so you'll be asking the questions much, much less. So it'll only be new clients then that have been put into your system, technically. So over the next 3 months, it is a big push, and I know it's a lot of work for everyone, but it should die down then after that. So as I said, I am recording this and I will be posting it onto YouTube later on. So if you go onto YouTube and just type in Classroom, Shortcut Software, UK, you can see videos that we've done before and other classroom sessions we've been doing. Yeah, so just go onto YouTube, type in at the bar at the top, Shortcut Software, UK Classroom. And it comes up with a shortcut symbol on the front of it, and you'll see other ones that I've done already about set forget marketing, online booking, etc. End of day, I think was the last one we did last week. I'll be posting this on there as well, so you'll see a GDPR one. And again, if you have got any questions that you could think of later on, if you drop us an email at gdpr@shortcuts.co.uk. And one of us guys in the office will get back to you. The standard client card that people buy from us, the pads, basically, the printed pads that we provide people, we will be getting them reprinted. At the moment, I haven't been told when they've been updated or when we'll be sending them out, etc. But yeah, the options will be appearing on there. I cannot give you a date of when they will be available at the moment. But again, if you drop us an email just requesting some of the new ones that are GDPR compliant, I'm sure we can get them straight, or we'll give you a call as soon as they're done. Anyone using a tablet or iPad, the options will automatically be appearing on there already. The printed pads, I think they're about £2.50 off the top of my head. Has anyone else got any other questions? Just had a question about the signing for the clients. We don't collect signatures for the privacy policy. It's literally just a tick box that they accept the privacy policy. We only collect signatures for patch tests or skin tests. And if you have custom CIC cards and you build your own patch test forms or consultation cards, the customer can sign on those. But again, that's not for GDPR really. And yes, you can use a Kindle as long as it goes online. So you can use a tablet, iPad, Kindle, etc. As long as it's a web-based, the client information cards are web-based. So as long as it goes online, you can use any device. And yes, you can send the GDPR email again if you don't hear back from people. So maybe send it today, tomorrow, and then set it, go through the settings again, and do exactly the same process again with the same template. Set the date for maybe 2 weeks' time or a month or something. Yes, any of those, anyone who's got GCast, so that sends out, who's got a username and password for GCast, will get that GDPR template. It is in there now. It has been pushed down to everyone. The new version of shortcuts we've been sending out gradually over the last couple of weeks, sorry. So some salons obviously have had it a little faster than others. We've been pushing it down to update automatically. If you are having issues with it, again, give the boys on a help desk a call and they can sort out what's going on. We've had a few issues with salons that are running really, really old versions of shortcuts, that it doesn't like you to jump so many versions ahead. That might be an issue. If that is the issue, the boys on the help desk will sort that out for you. The client information cards that are collecting data that you're collecting on already are automatically linked into shortcuts already. So basically, if you do have a patch test form and the customer signs it, it will automatically save in shortcuts itself. So anything that's done on a tablet or iPad automatically links back into shortcuts automatically. Yeah, I will be going through this again tomorrow at 4:30. So if you have any other members of staff that want to sign up, feel free, or you want to listen again, feel free to sign up for that one as well. Yeah, and you can sign up as many people as you want to this, as to the one tomorrow, for example. So other employees, different email addresses, etc. It's not limited, so you can put as many people on as you want. If you don't have client information cards set up at the moment on a Kindle, iPad, tablet, etc., if you drop us an email, this would be more of an education training kind of thing. So if you drop us an email at education@shortcuts.co.uk, we can have a look at training times, etc., etc. Don't forget to say what salon you're from as well. Yeah, as I said before, I will be uploading this, what I've gone through today that I've recorded. I will be uploading this to YouTube later on this afternoon. So if you go onto YouTube, type in Shortcut Software UK Classroom, you'll be able to watch this back in your own time. Perfect. Okay, if that's everything then. As I said, we'll be doing this again tomorrow. So if you want to register tomorrow, it's at 4:30. You can have other members of your staff register. It's not limited, as many people as you want. We'll be going through it all again, or you can watch it in your own time by having a look on YouTube. Just type in Shortcut Software UK Classroom, and you'll be able to watch this back in your own time. Perfect. Any GDPR questions should come through to gdpr@shortcuts.co.uk. And I hope everything has been beneficial to your businesses. Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day.